Welcome to Zelda Speed Runs. We have for you from the Zelda 2 Randomizer Standard Tournament 2024 a Swiss Round 2 matchup between Rywek and bentglasstube. Uh, on tracking today, we have Sheep, and I'll pass it over to our commentary team of Mirai and Sonirath. Take it away, you two.
Yes, hello, good morning. Lunchtime Z2R, or even early breakfast Z2R if you're West Coast US, or wherever else in the world. It's some time of day for a meal. Sonny, what time is it by you?
It's 10:30 for me, so it'd be brunch time.
Sounds fantastic. A great time for Z2R, no matter whether it's mealtime or not. bentglasstube, Rywek, the 0-1 matchup, Swiss round 2. I'm here for some Z2R.
Oh, you and me both. And last week we saw BGT working on getting everything back and coming back, and this is the race I'm anticipating.
Yeah, BGT returning from the old pre 4.0 days got caught up on a little bit of an issue in Eastern Overworld with a three-eyed rock that did not house a palace, and he was under the impression that it did have the palace, but it did not, and that is what caught him off guard.
Indeed, and we already see two towns here off the start. We've got Saria and unsure what the other one is. And I missed what spell is in here. Did you catch it, Mariah?
I did not. I was actually refreshing.
Okay. Well, we'll find out here shortly.
Going in for jump, apparently. Which is a good spell to have. And we've got Rywek going to the bot for the hint, potential hint here as well.
Ever since this tournament started, I've actually come to kind of like that play.
Yeah, me too. I mean, if you're gonna be in Sorry early, it's not that much further. I mean, it could be a really great hint, and then if your opponent doesn't have it, I mean, this is kind of a big deal. It's a little out of the way, but I don't know. I mean, is it gonna change the outcome of the game? Probably not. So you might as well just go get it.
Oh, this is the other side of Fairy Cave, right by Saria. And 100-point red Dairas, so not a bad start there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to... Okay, BGT not going through there just yet. There's a bridge here that Rywek's on.
Yeah, this bridge might cause a couple issues. There's always our favorite enemy to deal with, the bouncy cat.
Yeah, absolutely. Top tier enemy at low levels, especially in dark caves.
I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, even if this is a two-screen bridge here, and if this is like too much to handle, because sometimes there are red Dairas on here, and again, a bouncy cat or a Gree and a red Daira kind of teaming up. I mean, we do have some terrain that probably has some encounters on it right there next to North Palace, or again, we continue to just reset Fairy Cave, walking in and out of a town, and getting that 100 experience off the red Daira in there. That seemed to be pretty easy to kind of lock down and kill.
Rywek making fantastic use of jump, though, to get through both of the screens. And we find out that Rooter today holds shield. I saw that hammer hint.
Yeah, east to find the hammer here.
Interesting. East for trophy as well.
East is the place to be. Well, if you want the trophy and the hammer, that is, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, with this being an Islands West, it's a hunt for the boots already.
Yeah, it is. Oof. Here we. Oh, see. Yeah. Sorry. The other night, it was 2 nights ago, something like that. The phrase "respect the generators" or "respect the birds" or something on this particular on this particular encounter arose, and there it is. Yeah. You have to time it. You have to stop. You have to kill the bird. You can't be in the middle of a jump. Those birds are coming out at exactly the same time every time. Might be behind you, might be in front of you. There's no manipulation for that, as far as I know. But regardless, I guess we could do an encounter skip as well. But that's not always an option.
It isn't, but that was a beautifully done encounter skip by BGT.
It was, yeah. Yeah, Rywek backed out of there. He went. He's going through reverse fairy cave, which we'll see the same exact enemy set in the 2 caves here.
That is true, and there's attack 2 for BGT already.
Now,
Rywek. Oh, go ahead, Mariah.
I was just going to say, if this is the boots, this is going to be big for BGT, but it is not. It is a musical instrument.
Yeah, that flute. Little unfortunate to see, but not the end of the world.
Yeah, lucky for Rywek here. Like coming into this fairy cave here again, 112. The enemy set at the drop here is not too bad. Looks like a Mew, an Octorok, and some other small stuff. So, just a tough encounter. Just the tough enemies right here at the back of fairy caves. We move from right to left, but everything other than that in the next screen seems to be pretty basic to get through here.
Yeah, looking. Oh, it was all smalls, fortunately. So I was gonna say looking a little difficult, maybe potentially a little dicey to make it through, but nope, made it through.
Yeah, we do see what looks like a boots blocked grass tile there as we come out of the top side.
I do like Rywek checking one side to make sure that everything was clear, and then immediately going to the other side. Oh my gosh, reverse jump cave.
Yeah, I would definitely not recommend this for Rywek here because, yeah, we should probably just look around the area here, and you never know where jump caves go, and might not actually go anywhere useful. There's a whole lot of land here left to discover.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because having more exploration, knowing exactly where you may or may not need to go, definitely helps out. Though we do see Bagu's was located.
Wow.
Okay, Rywek just walking straight to Bagu.
BGT will be there shortly. He went a little further east. He's going to hit it right. Oh, well, hopefully it's either the tile he took the encounter on or the one just to the left of it. Okay.
Everything is good.
Yeah, no time lost looking for Bagu here. Both of our runners find it with relative ease.
We do see a town over here by the Parappa connector. And Pillar P-Bag Cave.
With a bouncy cat.
Of course. Everybody's mortal enemy comes back to say hi.
Fire in Naburu here, and we're gonna grab it. Not a bad play. Definitely worth grabbing at this time of the seed.
I didn't know we were in the east.
No, well...
I knew what you meant with Raru, though.
Right, yeah.
You should know me well enough, Mariah. You give me an inch, I'll take a mile.
It's before noon.
I know.
BGT got through that bouncy cat immediately, though, and so he's going to show us what is in this cave.
I mean, a magic jar is definitely a welcome sight.
Yeah, it's not going to help us cast fire just yet because it was 99. Fire may not be anything useful anyway. It may just be something complimentary.
I mean, if anybody wants to hazard a guess at what fire is, my guess for this seed would be it's going to be life. That's what my guess is.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be jump. I think we saw Rywek swinging his weapon when he was casting jump on that bridge encounter earlier.
Yeah, I believe so.
Go ahead. We also have Raft on the west, was it? Was that West Raft I saw a hint for?
Yes, it was.
And I don't know if we saw a raft tile at the top of this landmass we're on, just east of where Rywek is at right now. We might have seen something. He's going to walk back over there now.
What I'm wondering is what's on the other side of Saria now, especially with how quickly Bagu was found.
Yeah. You know, I did say looked like we had a boots blocked grass tile, but it may actually just be connected to the same landmass that Saria is connected to, which may be our boots today.
And actually, that's a pretty good possibility. But first palace located, and of course, in normal progression. It's 1.
Yeah, and I was wrong. There is no raft tile up here that I saw. I just figment of my imagination up here.
It happens.
Yeah, we're going into 113 here, Rywek's side. Again, I always have to point this out. We are, any dig you make without the magic key or the fairy spell that's castable is going to be considered out of logic as per the randomizer. So this is just a choice on Rywek's part here. Just going to go in out of logic and maybe kill some things, get a level or so. He might be down a life. Sometimes people do that to just kind of get a level and then up an A and use this as sort of a safe spot to reset it. And that's what it seems like would happen.
That's the kind of play that, personally, I like the strategy of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also, like, sometimes people even gamble on trying to find a dripper somewhere.
Yeah, considering the drippers can drop anything, you can definitely get a good bit of farming done with that.
Well, there is our raft. Rywek has not been back into the Pillar P-Bag Cave, though, so he's still down a magic container.
Yeah, he hasn't yet.
Well, we are seemingly unable to do anything further at this point up over here, so it does look like it's going to be beyond Saria, and unless there's more access to, say, sort of east-northeast-ish out of Saria, then that grass tile's looking pretty good right now, and probably going to be what leads us to the next thing. I guess it's possible that it's like the magic key. We go into 1, we get the boots, possibly. There could be something like that, or it could just be the boots itself sitting on the grass tile.
That's always a possibility. I mean, the logic would be interesting to see it be the key, lead into 1 to get the boots. That's honestly one of my more favorite instances of logic playing its games.
Yeah, a little bit of an extra bit of walking for sure, because it's like go across Saria, go to the grass tile, get the key, then walk all the way back up, reverse fairy cave, back up to 1, get the boots. Kind of a slow start there, but regardless, we're running out of things to do here on our kind of restricted access on the Western continent.
I mean, how many times have we seen Siege just be a complete and total slow burn?
Yeah. Yeah, BGT jumping into this palace as well. Just kind of gambling that we're going to have access to a boss or an item. I haven't seen any keys in the drop pool, so well, here's our item, but we do need a key to get through this door.
A little unfortunate to see, but at the same time, it should tell BGT exactly what needs to be done.
Rywek also joining BGT in here. Well, maybe we're trying to level fire magic for fire to see if it's going to be a fire fairy spell today, or I'm not sure.
That's a possibility. I could see that being what BGT is working on.
It is also possible to just find a small key somewhere in the palace. It's a lot less likely when we're shuffling small items around in each of the rooms, but not impossible by any means. Again, though, not what the randomizer is expecting you to do. So this is going to be, if they do get a key, if there's nothing of interest in 1, then the answer was definitely somewhere else.
Absolutely.
We have a Bago Bago stuck in the ground because it looks like fire is spelled today.
Interesting.
Attack 2 also still unable to kill a Bago Bago in a single swing, so Attack 2 looking a little weak as well as Attack 1 was weak and Attack 2 is also weak.
A little unfortunate to see both of them be as weak as they are.
was gonna say we might see a key buried in these blocks here, but I'm still unable to get it if it's down there. Ooh, Rywek is in a room where there is a small item that's accessible on the far left here. I mean, if you're gambling on access, nope.
I mean, P-Bag's welcome, though, at least, as that does allow for a little bit more push on the leveling.
All right, bentglasstube is going through Saria. We like this. This is all we have access to right now. Rywek also doesn't know what that other cave holds, because with the flute in it, could be something else, but he has not seen that just yet.
These small enemy drops have definitely been a thing. Lots of magic jars so far.
Oh.
And did you call it? You called it.
There it is. Free boots. Usually works out that way, right? You play the randomizer enough, it usually works out the way where boots are in a nice favorable position early on. So BGT is going to be off to the races here. He's going to have the whole biome open to him other than any boulder blocks. We see one boulder block there. But other than that, he's going to go find Mito at some point. Here it is. He's going to get himself down stab and check for this medicine hint because it is Thundertown today.
Yeah, medicine being required. That's a thing.
Oh, okay. So Rywek is out of one as well, and he's following in BGT's footsteps. And this is what you want to see if you want to see people on equal footing.
Yeah, BGT about to get down stab. Rywek unfortunately did take a game over in P1, pretty close to, or no, it wasn't pretty close to a level. Actually, did get life 4. Okay. So it's just the main point of progression at this point, or at this moment, for Rywek. Where with BGT, the world is, well, his oyster.
Maze Medicine for Thunderspell today. We've got the raft as well. We'll probably be looking around for other continent connectors at this point. We've got cave potential, raft potential, bridge potential. There's no continent connectors that's going to be stopping us unless we have a boulder blocked continent connector, in which case we need the hammer, but that is still yet to be seen.
I mean, there is at least the hint for the hammer over in the east, but...
Oh, yeah, that's very true.
It still requires being able to get over to the east in order to obtain the hammer.
Yeah. Okay, we've got Cross in Medicine Cave. We're gonna... we get hit by the bouncy cat. I don't know if this is I think it was purposely just dropping into the lava there, or maybe got knocked in, I'm not sure. He didn't have a lot of health left anyway.
The grave on a small lone island.
That woman must have her own pair of boots that she got there with.
That's what I would expect.
Second palace here in the west, going to be 3 or 6. And I guess third palace in the west, as we see it all three come together here on both of our runners.
So we have 1, 3, or 6, and 5.
Oh, they must be very close by because here's Rywek in the 3-6 as well. Well, there are our windows. It is P3.
All right, so we have odds on the west.
Again, BGT jumping into this 3 here. What I mean, again, is out of logic here, this out of logic dig. We've still got several item caves we have out there somewhere, maybe not several. We have Trophy Cave's out there somewhere. And I guess that's it. Do we see Hard Container Cave? I'm not 100% sure.
Hard Container Cave was the one that had the flute, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, so we're just missing Trophy Cave, but then there's going to be a continent connector somewhere that gets us off of here. So definitely be. What are we missing for towns? Rudo?
Rudo was located. It holds shield.
Okay, that's right. So we've seen everything here in the West End. We know Fairy's in the East, and we know if Trophy Cave is not the magic key, then we need to get out of here some other way. So that is ultimately what the randomizer would be telling us.
This Attack 3 is infinitely better than the Attack 2 was.
I can imagine.
Alright, BGT walking around looking for either Trophy Cave or the continent connectors, and there's that cross for Rywek.
Yeah, if we do have a raft somewhere, a raft tile in the west somewhere, sometimes raft tiles can be a little tricky. They can sit on any body of land, and so they may not be exactly at the border of the map if they exist on that continent, which is islands or even a canyon. And so sometimes it does help to check the interior as well if you're looking for a raft tile. But I suspect we'll find this soon enough. We're also still missing Trophy Cave, so it's got to be around here as well.
I mean, there also could be a bridge just sitting in, let's see, the southwest corner of the map.
Yeah, we just saw the southwest, I think, on BGT's side. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was going to say that, okay, there's so much stuff happening. That boulder block cave we saw is probably Trophy Cave. That's probably what that was. Tracker sheet pointing that out. Same time.
Yeah. That's interesting. And now it's just a hunt through Maze Island. Going to be looking for that medicine here in order to obtain Thunder.
Yeah, Maze is our connector hub today. We leave the west, well, kind of, sort of. We leave the west from Cave to DM, immediately bridge to Maze, and then Maze to east, I presume, with that raft sitting there. So Maze actually not much like a connector hub today. I lied. I apologize. Yeah, usually what you have is what I mean by, like, you hit the maze off the west and the maze connects to everywhere else. So that is not actually what's happening today. Sorry, folks. It's early, man.
I was about to say, it's super early. That one I wasn't going to give you any crap on, because in a manner of speaking, this one kind of is a connector hub.
It's just, I know some out there, they're judging like, Mariah, that's not what that means. That's not what it means. Just thought I'd clarify that, yeah, I get it. I'm wrong.
I mean, technically, but at the same time, you're technically right on this one.
It's part of the chain. It's part of a connector chain here to get us from west to, because this is interesting, right? It's not a convoluted chain, but it's definitely west to DM to Maze to east, and so that's what we have today. But it was a pretty free chain, all things considered. We didn't have to hunt for anything. It was all just kind of sitting right there.
Yeah, especially after that entry to DM was found. All right, Rywek going through Heart Container Cave, picking up the flute. Only has the one cave remaining that we know is boulder blocked. Rywek might suspect it's boulder blocked and is now just on the hunt for a connector.
Yeah, I didn't see the death that BGT took, but I think that was to that lever. I was going to make a comment. He was fighting the Orange Lizalfo, and he hit the hitbox of the Orange Lizalfo, kind of got lifted up. The lever came out from the rocks there, and that sort of saved him. And then I think he took a hit from something after that, and they got him killed. But it was kind of funny to watch that a moment ago.
One of those unfortunate circumstances happened, but at the same time, with those that have played for quite a while, it's something that happens all the time.
Yeah. All right, are we going east? Are we going raft? Or not? We're coming back to the palace or something, I think.
I think Rywek's going to come in and check out what this palace is. Or not Rywek, BGT. It's too early. But we do have a 2 here on the maze.
All right, so I think we're going. Yeah, I don't know if he walked by that the first time and just didn't check it. Sometimes that happens. You're just so focused on trying to find drops. Ooh, what? Wait. Oh. Do we have another cave? We have a cave. Sorry. False alarm. We don't have a raft to the east. We have a raft back to DM is what this looks like.
Yep.
And we have a cave somewhere in DM, I guess. I guess it has to be. We didn't see a cave on the maze, so all right.
This is one of those situations that I look at it and I'm like, oh no, but at the same time, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we do have to go east unless magically our magic key may be in Hammer Cave, but that still only gets us stuff off the west and the maze where we have to go east no matter what at some point. So we are looking for, this is a caldera, vertical caldera here.
These are always fun to navigate too.
Yeah.
So many options.
Now, Rywek's still looking around for a connector cave here. He's kind of close. He's got to go a little bit further east and a little bit further north, I think. I lied. He's right there. Just a little bit further east.
Yeah, he was really close to it there for a while and finally made it into it. Alright, there was BGT checking fire to see what it is and go through a cave, run into a dead end immediately.
Yeah, I was also on a sliver of health there. Final life.
It does look like DM is the hub, but this could be extremely convoluted just because of it being a caldera.
Yeah, there you go. DM is the hub today. There you go. Wow, I almost thought he had some crazy buried cave down there. He saw that. He saw that he could get to that right away, but it is in fact just another pass-through.
So I'm wondering right now with how we've seen the layout of this caldera so far, if taking the raft from Maze Island over to the southern part of the caldera is going to lead to the east.
I don't know if he had access to anything other than one pass-through cave down there. It seemed like he had one cave that went off to the east from his current position of where he landed, and then it was just into a dead end. But there could have been, if there was something else that was facing north, then yeah, it opens up, but it was, yeah, okay. Aaron in chat confirming that it was almost an immediate dead end.
Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate it.
It was a funny little spot. It was a funny little spot. Yeah, but he's down to his last. Yeah, this is a game over, I think, for BGT.
It is, unfortunately, but there's been at least a bit of exploration done over on that DM, and it doesn't take too long to get to from start, fortunately.
Yeah, we'll see how familiar everyone is kind of traversing this particular biome in DM. Yeah, here we're getting another look at this right there. Just one cave.
Yep, that's the dead end.
Yeah, it's nothing. And Rywek is the look on Rywek's face is just like, huh? What the hell is this?
Yeah.
But I mean, it really is. I mean, when we have we play with the flag continent connectors, anything goes for continent connectors. So you've got your 4 connectors, and in reality, if you don't have a segmented biome anywhere, then you only need 3 connectors. So that's it, right? We've got 2 caves, a raft tile, and a bridge, and our raft tile is useless. So we have a cave off the west to DM. We have a bridge off of DM to the maze. So we need a cave somewhere else to take us east. Where is that cave? Is it actually missed on the west? I don't think so. So I would believe it's probably in DM somewhere. And we've got BGT back in here looking around.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment of it being here in DM at this point. Especially considering that I think the only caves that haven't been checked are the hammer-blocked caves.
Yeah.
So it would have to be here.
Yeah, that's my assumption as well. But when you kind of identify this, you have to then, like, there is this thought in the back of your mind, especially in race, of course. You know, I have to quickly cover as much ground as I can, as accurately as I can, so that I can check caves that may or may not be useful. I need to figure out where we're going, what we're doing, and I need to get, because, you know, my opponent is also going to be identifying this, and am I behind them? Am I? It's just not a straightforward cave that we're looking for. It's going to be buried and tucked in here somewhere amongst all the others.
Yeah, and we don't know how deep it's going to be, and neither do the runners, and that also adds to that entire train of thought.
Yeah, BGT's last seed from last week. Oh, here we have something, right? Just facing north, we have a cave that's going hammer cave or a connector. Okay. Fun little mountainous east here.
Yeah, that was an interesting opening to the east, but immediate water tile.
I was gonna say, back on DM, we had the north-facing cave that was to the east, and I'm pretty sure we had an east-facing cave that would have been Hammer Cave there. So I'm not sure we care about Hammer Cave today, but if we do, it will be there, I believe, right next to this connector cave.
Most likely, and on the water tile, BGT picks up the key.
Yeah, that's huge. Key is so nice, especially in a situation like this. You've spent all this time, you spent 30 minutes trying to get over to the east here. It wasn't that, like, once you finally see the answer, you're thinking, huh, I'm not really sure if I was the first one there to all of this or not. And so having to, getting the key is nice. It's much more relaxing in Palaces to have the key as opposed to having to concern yourself with possibly an expensive fairy spell to be casting through the doors that block our way.
Oh, absolutely.
This is a pretty weird east, though. Wow. Is this?
Yeah.
It's almost. I mean, is this a vanilla? Is this actually a vanilla-like and not a mountainous? I'm pretty sure it's a mountainous based on those paths we saw very early on. But this is pretty wide open here. Big open little dry basin area here.
I mean, that open basin does make me think it's more of a vanilla-like than anything else.
All right, so catching up on Rywek here. He did several minutes ago find both the items on the maze, so he's got his medicine and his heart from there. He did a little checking around in P2. Don't think he found anything but a door blocking his way. He got out of there. He's back in DM, looking around, and hopefully he gets into that interior there. He's got to take this cave east and then into a tiny little pocket that has a cave facing south that gets us into the caldera itself, and he's got to check down in the southeast corner.
And it looks like he's mentally mapping this out.
Yeah.
At least from what we can see on his camera. Though, BGT actually landing the super jump. It took a few tries to get, but did make it. Helmet Head guards the child.
Yeah, it looks like I don't know what spell he's got listed for. Oh, it's spell in Darunia. Okay. Looking at BGT's custom tracker on his own stream here. Yeah, so not too concerned about P2 Child. We do have Fire today. Fire is, of course, combined with spell. Although I don't know if BGT confirmed that. We did confirm it off of Rywek's side. So I don't know if because BGT, he cast it in the dark, right? He cast it in one of the Death Mountain caves, and so I don't fully know if he put it together that it is spell. I'm not sure if he cast it anywhere else up to this point.
Yeah, I don't know if he had any enemies on screen when he cast it. So
yeah,
that's ultimately the question. But Here's an even better question. What is Risen going to have today?
Well, at this point, we want a glove. Maybe that's on the west in Trophy Cave boulder blocks. Maybe this will be our hammer, our prophesized hammer. Okay.
I mean, more magic's not bad.
Yeah, could give us could open up basement access to New Kasuto.
Grandma could have a requirement of 6 or 7.
Oh, so Rywek is in Hammer Cave. I thought I was looking over and I wasn't sure. Maybe Hammer Cave was actually on the top side of DM today, but man, nothing there.
I mean, the $500, at least allowing for another magic level, is a slight bonus.
Yeah, better than a jar, right? Better than like a blue jar, red jar, something that's absolutely nothing.
Oh gosh, no kidding there.
GT final life here. Don't want to game over on the east, or else we're going to be sent all the way back to the west. Although we have a magic key, so we can start digging palaces ASAP upon returning. But probably wants Fairy. I was just going to say that as we walk into Fairy Town.
This is one of those circumstances that I would have to say the game knew what you were about to say.
Yeah, right. Other than that, what do we have? We got Reflect. Somewhere is Reflect. Is that old Kasuto here?
Yeah, so it'll be a free Reflect regardless, so that's always nice to see. At this point, though, the biggest question is, where's that glove going to be located?
Yeah, there's always a little concern, like, do I actually need the hammer from the east? Is it going to be in Trophy Cave? Is it under Spec Rock? Buried in a palace somewhere? This is where the glove hunt begins. We've got the entire game open to us currently.
Very true.
Oh, that is where Hammer Cave was. Okay, there on the top side there for Rywek. He's trying to decipher how to get into the interior there of that one little area that leads south into the caldera itself.
Okay, Grandma's basement is accessible at 6, and it just had a candle.
Yeah, Grandma's scented candle today. We're at least going in for life. Again, we'll see if BGT knows that fire is spell, because if he does, he's going to check spell tower.
Absolutely, and you know, with you mentioning Grandma's scented candle, the question I have is, what scent?
Oh man, probably like an apple cinnamon of some sort.
Oh, the freshly baked smell.
Yeah, fresh cookies. I don't know.
It looks like BGT is not going back in to check spell tower. So I don't think BGT knows that fire's connected to spell this time around.
Yeah. Something you check, and then you're kind of, you can't identify it the one time you check it. You forget all about it because you're trying to stay alive and not game over in DM, in the east, and whatnot. So, yeah, if he doesn't find... the cross is really helpful here. We see these MOAs. But if he doesn't find a palace soon enough, he is still on his last life. Speaking of... Rywek takes a game over there. Finally found his way into the pocket to head south, but took a death, and his final death there in that cave heading south. So hopefully he heads right back there, because that is ultimately where he needs to be.
I gotta pick up Thunder first. I do like this.
Might make some of those dark caves a little bit easier. Probably can cast it at well, you know, maybe not. He's only got 80 magic, whereas BGT's got the 96. So, yeah, I don't know. Could be 80 or less. It's quite possible.
I mean, we'll find out very shortly. Is BGT going to set up Fairy Feet? Unable to get it there.
Yeah, Fairy also extremely expensive still at Magic 2.
Was that an 80 cost Fairy?
I believe so.
Holy moly. And I missed how much thunder.
So did I. I was just about to say it. Oh, BGT, you can't duck there. That guy's still gonna get you. If he can kill the lever, he should probably take that out ahead of time. I don't know if it's invulnerable or not, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's invulnerable or not either, but he at least made it through. So we'll be able to see what the item is here.
Okay. Shield, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you ever feel you need shield in life, I mean, we are fully stocked up on both of those here.
Okay, VT confirming that thunder cost 69.
Nice.
That's a good thunder spell.
Yeah, Rywek was escaping the. Wait, did he get 2 casts there? Okay.
He ended up getting a red jar drop that gave him a second cast and took a game over, unfortunately.
Oh, BGT. Well, he's got plenty of stuff to do. You can turn in, again, medicine for Thunder here. He's got P1, P3, P5, P2, access to all of those. He's got plenty to clear out. And he's also got the trophy now. So really, again, if you want to turn that in for shield at this point, which is probably a good idea, you only have 5 containers, and P5 is here on the west. And then you're pretty much good to go to just clear the west at this point, right? We don't have to come back, assuming we don't have to bring the hammer back to Trophy Cave or Spec Rock. We are probably in the clear. Glove could be in any of these palaces. Glove could be still on the west, the east somewhere. So yeah. What do we still have in these? We have Spell Tower. We just saw Sunken and Risen. We have Spell Tower and Desert Tile. I don't know if we saw Desert. We saw Water, but I don't know if we saw Desert.
You're correct on assuming we hadn't seen Desert. It's just Spell Tower and Desert Tile remaining.
Okay.
So we know Hammer's in one of those 2 spots.
Okay, Rywek is close. He's got to go one more over, I think.
Yeah, he took a left instead of a right.
Oh,
so
okay.
But he's realized now that, maybe I should go check that right side.
Yeah, I mean, it's a gamble. You never know whether, right from where you get spit out down there, it's like, should I go left? Should I go right? I have no idea. Yeah, just go right. You'll eventually find it, Rywek. It's gonna be right over there. I mean, as long as you're of the mindset of just at least walking to all the caves, if you don't just spot that it doesn't go anywhere right away, just check all of the caves. You're gonna find it. He's gonna see it right here. He's very excited.
There's the celebration.
And yeah, he's going east here off of this little branch. Hopefully he goes east. He sees the water tile. Yes, okay, he's going to have his magic key as well. That's it. At a minimum, you want to get that off of here because this is our palace progression. I think if he walks a little west, I think that's where Naburu is with Fairy, although I don't really know the bearing in my directions here in this mountainous biome.
If I do remember correctly, yes. Just going a little off to the west would get Rywek straight to Naburu.
Yeah, one thing I didn't comment on, when we saw BGT land and when we saw Rywek land, we did see a 3-eyed rock over there. So both of them having the flute, neither one of them checking it so far. But I imagine we'll get over there eventually. He's doing exactly the same thing that Rywek was doing. Rywek looking very excited about this Easter. He's very... very animated on the camera here.
I like what Rywek was going to do. We were going to see a Thundercast, but then the magic amount said no.
Yeah. And here's our item in 3, just a heart.
I mean, considering how brutal this start's been, I think that heart's very welcome. On top of that, BGT was at low life.
That's true. Good refill. Good, yeah. Whenever you need a refill, just find a heart. Easy.
And here we go.
Yeah, I was going to say, plus the heart, again, coming back to the P5 being on the west. where an extra heart and he hasn't gone to turn in trophy just yet, but if he does before 5, then he'll be well equipped for Guma. This attack 3, though, might take a little bit to get through Rebo here. Almost got him off the horse.
Yeah, this attack 3 leaves a bit to be desired.
Just riding the horse off the screen.
Okay, that was amazing.
I think we got a life cast there.
We did, but he's got him in the spot. As long as Rebo cooperates, there it is.
Can get the double level, but he's going to opt to skip that.
It's time for attack 4.
Oh wow, we got a 500 bag? Or some sort of bag off of it. Was Rebo 200? Yeah, that must have been a 500 bag.
It was a 500.
Okay, first gem on the board, 44, 45-ish. Just shy of 45 minutes.
All right, next up for BGT, going into 5.
Yeah, this is gonna be our P5 right here.
This is the only play that frightens me a bit, just because Guma.
Yeah, that life 4 is it's gonna be a 2-shot at life 4 with no shield. I would be surprised if it's not. I mean, he could get hit for less than 3 hearts, but my guess is we're gonna get hit for like 4 hearts per swing at life 4. Guma, it's very hard.
Yeah, I was thinking anywhere from 3.5 to 4 at this life 4, but at the same time, the life effectiveness could be a bit better than what we're giving it credit for. I mean, it looks like the MOAs are doing about 1.5.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be a little deceptive though, because there are a bunch of different groups of damage, and they all randomize. So, I don't know how they're all split up, but yeah, some enemies may feel like they do more damage, and others do a little less. And it's always hard to gauge what's happening because again, we also randomize life effectiveness, and so it's really hard to lock down exactly how something feels specifically. At least when you're watching.
That's true. When you're playing, it's a completely different story. Oh, dead end, but you know, the nice thing in all of this is that while BGT was on this path, he did pick up a 500-point bag.
Oh, nice.
Sitting in this room, actually. One of my favorite rooms to see.
Oh, on the ledge over here by the elevator?
Yep.
I was going to say, coming back to BGT again here, last week, again, he's an old school player, and so most of his experience is pre 4.0. And once 4.0 came out, which at this point has been a few years, it's been almost, what year is it? It's almost been 4 years. January 2025 will be 4 years of 4.0. And that is when the logic for boss room, item room placement changed a little bit. We can have boss and item rooms off of the elevators, where that's not a vanilla thing. And so when he was playing last week, he wasn't doing a lot of elevator checking because of the old school mindset of there's no vanilla rooms that have bosses and item rooms off of elevators. And so, in the post-race interview, we kind of talked about it. And I just want to note now, this is a long story, but he's checking those elevators now is what I'm noticing. So it's good to see that.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. All right, there's the basement item picked up for Rywek, and he knows that fire is linked to spell, so I have a feeling we're going to see a spell tower check coming up here shortly.
Yeah, 50-50 on 50-50 on hammer or mystery item.
Another dead end here for BGT.
Might be going for a bag here. Yeah, probably hoping to get a big payout. I think it was a little too far from a level anyway.
Yeah, he was about 600 away from... I'm going to assume this is life 5. If I remember correctly, it should be life 5.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was 360 for Magic 4, which he passed up. 900 for Life 5, which he passed up and took the attack for at 920.
Yeah. Which means attack 5 should be like 2,000 something.
No, we are doing spell towers, just that Rywek did not have enough to cast fire. He did a shake of the head as he was walking there. He's like, wait, I can't even cast the spell. So there, he goes back, he got his magic refill. And we're going to get a spell tower check here.
All right, here we go. To answer the question of the 50-50. It's a hammer!
Okay. So that opens up both Spec Rock and Trophy Cave for when Rywek returns to the west. We'll see if those have anything useful. We know Hammer Cave doesn't have anything useful, so that is... Rywek is the only one who knows that. BGT does not have that information just yet. But, yeah, that leaves a mystery item sitting on the desert tile somewhere. Could be in the open, could be under a forest tile, could be under Three-Eyed Rock. We'll see if we get there. Rywek still has a little bit of digging to do on the east here. He's still got to go through that. If he wants to do Sunken, has he done Risen yet? I don't know. I think he did Risen. He didn't do Sunken yet, and that's where BGT took the game over, was trying to leave out of Sunken, I think. And so we'll see if Rywek can uncover any more of the east. We haven't seen any palaces over here, did we? At all? On BGT's side when he was out here?
I don't recall. I think we saw one.
It's possible like it was GP or something. Or just
oh wait,
forget
yeah,
about GP.
it was GP.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, nice. Yeah, free reflect. This is good stuff here. Oh, BGT cast Life by accident. Wanted to cast Fairy, but unfortunately now has to take a death to be able to cast Fairy. This is a Fairy / glove block room.
It's always a moment that feels bad. Oh, or can just get bailed out by a jar.
I didn't even notice that this was the room that was below him. Yeah, this is the one room that has the statue on that side of the elevator that has a jar in it.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was that room either. It's always a nice find. Being pleasantly surprised by that jar.
Rywek heading north here on the east. Again, I'm not sure he's seen a palace just yet.
I don't think he has, but you know, this tile can sometimes lead to big payouts, and in this case, it's leading to attack 4.
Ooh,
oh, item room.
Yeah, we don't have a hint for what's in here, so the suspense. Oh,
Of course,
well,
of course, P5.
Well, BGT is in a phenomenal position right now. He doesn't have the free reflect out of Old Kasuto, but P4 is not on the west and it's not on the maze, so he'll just be able to grab that out of Old Kasuto when he gets back there and make his way around to 4, which is going to be on the east. Oh, double flute here.
Could this 3-Eye Rock be the palace?
Ooh, no. Desert tile just north of here, though.
I mean, Child is still, or Child's not MIA. I don't think so anyway.
Nothing.
I mean, that P-Bag is an extra level. Oh, hi, Guma. You hit hard.
Yeah, it is. It does look like a 2-shot. Well, I guess we have a cast of life. I didn't think that I forgot we have a cast of life spell, and I don't know how many bars it actually refills. So
it only refills 2.
Oof, okay. So it looks like we do get a 3-shot then. Until our death, that is.
Well, here's the other palace.
Okay, nice tucked away here.
And it is 4, so let's see. That means DV is 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah, Gumo's looking, oof, man. Oh, no, it's not a 3. Wait. I'm not paying attention to BGT's life cast here. I know he doesn't have enough life to take another hit, though, at this point, I don't believe.
Yeah, it's hitting for almost 3 3/4.
Okay. I mean, as long as it takes no more damage, this is a done deal here. It's kind of nerve-wracking, though.
Should be one more hit. And there it is. We can breathe again.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah, so that glove in BGT's possession here, Rywek, hopefully from his side, won't be running into any glove blocks. Otherwise, he's going to have to come back to the west to get that glove. If there are no glove blocks, he's going to finish, I assume, the east and then head back west. But BGT is off to the races here. He's got 2 palaces down. He's about to move over to P1. We'll see if he makes a stop in Rudo at some point. Again, having that trophy for shield, and then he'll be on to the maze, P2, and then he'll be back to the east. So right now, BGT's in a phenomenal spot.
Oh, that blue iron knuckle was worth a pretty hefty amount. And this is a glove block for Rywek.
Luckily, there's a left back here. Or, I'm sorry, there's a junction back here. I don't know if it was a left, but there's definitely a junction down here.
Yeah, there's a left available here.
Okay.
The magically despawning door room.
Yeah.
Straight to the item. Or no, this isn't the item, this is the elevator. Though it could still lead straight to the item at this point. Another junction. Okay.
Quick P1. I wonder if we'll walk it back for the item. BGT knows where the item room's at.
I mean, that's possible. Could also just do a quick up and A to get to it.
Yeah, we're just going to place this for 380. I'm going to assume this is Magic 5.
I think so. Yeah. Nice patient blue IK killing there from Rywek.
I think that's Rudo right there. Or no, that's Raru up there. I don't remember where Rudo was. Doesn't matter. We're out of here. Or bridge first though.
Yeah, I don't entirely remember where Rudo was on this map. The best I got is it was somewhere.
Yeah, so it could come into play. Life is not amazing. Again, the 2-bar refill is nothing to write home about, and no shield for GP and a Thunderbird fight. So he'll get a few more levels between now and then. Again, Life 7 we saw was 2,400 and some change, so he'll definitely be picking that up. So he'll be at least Life 7. Things still hit pretty hard in GP though, and Life's not gonna. Well, again, Life could come down a good bit. So 2 heart heal, not the end of the day, but or not the end of the world, but not the best thing either.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. And the other thing is that BGT still needs to find Old Kasuto in order to pick up Reflect.
That's very true. Got a little bit of walking on the east still, and that was kind of deep buried down south somewhere. Whereas then he has to come all the way back up to where 4 is, because Rywek is in this one little area, really kind of tucked away area on the east. So yeah, still definitely some discovery and continent traversal required of BGT on the east.
Just a little bit. I have 50 points off the drippers. You know, not the worst, but not the best. Even still, that glove being in 5, that is definitely a significant advantage for BGT, because Rywek's going to have to end up finding that. And correct me if I'm wrong here, Mirai, but wasn't that on the way to Guma?
Yeah. I do believe it was somewhere off of the same elevator that Guma was ultimately attached to. I don't know if we are blocked in 4 here. No, well, here's an item, so I guess not. This is a new area.
A magic jar isn't a bad thing to see right now. It's definitely not what Rywek wants, but resources do go a long way.
Alright, have we been in this elevator room? I guess not. Since he's killing things and the enemies are still here, I'm going to assume that there's a new elevator room for Rywek. It is, okay.
This 4 is interesting so far. I think that's the best word I have for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be unfortunate if that one glove block is just right to Karok and everything else is nothing. Oof. Speaking of unfortunate.
Yeah, he wanted the level, and unfortunately, that's what happened. Oh, BGT in the double MOA room.
Yeah,
sorry, Murray.
This room's all about timing. And you really can't force it from right to left. From left to right, you have to just speed through it. From right to left. Or wait, did I say that right? From left to right, you speed through it. From right to left, you do not speed through it. And if you want to speed through it, you got to ferry through it. Yep. Otherwise, you have to wait.
And yeah, you were saying it right. All right, so this 2 is it's definitely acting more like 5.
Well, yeah, I mean, it probably spent about as much time in 5 as this 2, seems like. Or maybe not. Maybe 2's a little bit faster.
I think just ever so slightly.
Yeah, I think there were a few other loops in 5 that I'm kind of forgetting about.
Double level coming out of 2, that's always good to see.
Alright, Rywek is trying to make his way back to where he was before, after that game over. He was pretty deep into 4, so he's got a little bit more walking to do before he's back to that. There's a fork in the Palace Road that he needs to make it back up to. Both of those are question marks as to whether they lead to Karok or not.
Yeah, though I think we'll soon find out.
Alright, well, 4 gems on the board for BGT. Just about 62 minutes into this one. He's headed back to the bridge, back to DM. Might look around for Hammer Cave. This is the way to Hammer Cave if he wants it, but it's not the way south. Although he might just be trying to go this way in an attempt to get around the Caldera. But when we do have a Caldera in DM, the Caldera is always the pass-through. Is there another way into the pocket here? Maybe there's another way in here. I thought this led to... I thought there was only one way to the south-facing cave, and I thought that came from the west side. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, we are back to this elevator room on Rywek's side. Last time I think he went down. We'll see if he goes right this time.
He is gonna decide to go right this time.
Oh, BGG's like, it's Hammer Cave. Do I do this? I guess. It's like, why now? Why now? The hoarder in us all, though, has to go check what's in Hammer Cave.
Yeah, I mean, considering the life effectiveness, I think BGT might want another magic jar or maybe another heart container. Either one would be beneficial.
Yeah.
And
oh,
he game overed right before Karok.
yeah.
Oh, that's always a moment that feels bad. Okay, survives it with a sliver of health. But as long as you have one, you're good. Gonna get a double level out of here, so we'll be looking at 466. Oh my gosh, numbers are hard, and talking's hard.
This is what 17 Z2R races a week does to somebody.
I know, right?
But BGT back into DM now. He up and 8 out of Hammer Cave, 500 points, not worth his time. Nothing of interest in there. Instead of walking out, faster to just walk it back from the west because it's a completely free walk. But he's going to be headed back into Caldera, going south, and then he'll be back to the east to again find Old Kasuto, where Reflect is sitting, and then over to find 4. There's a good chunk of the east he just hasn't seen yet.
That is true.
Yeah, I was hoping Rywek was going to be able to make his way over to Death Valley. I don't think we've seen the entrance to Valley of Death, same thing. Entrance to the volcano just yet, so we'll see if Rywek is able to make his way over there. I thought it was going to kind of be up where he was already at, but maybe not. I feel like there's the northwest corner of this biome we don't have access to, but maybe not. Maybe it is down here. Maybe we just gotta walk north from this position.
Yep.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I was about to say, I thought I remembered seeing an opening of lava somewhere. I just could not remember for the life of me where it was.
Yeah. What a weird mountainous biome here. Just I don't know. Sometimes it seems like the algorithm just kind of goes a little bit off the rails. You still get what you're expecting to get, but it just looks just different enough to where you're questioning, man, you know, you've seen enough mountainous biomes, but this one definitely looks kind of like it's a little undercooked or overcooked in this case. It's just different.
Yeah, this one's a little strange. That's for sure.
Oof. Got the kill, jar drop, teasing him, gets knocked into the lava. Gotta try again.
Just an unfortunate set of circumstances there.
All right, BGT coming up here to Desert and Nothing, but Three-Eyed Rock. He saw this one again when he first landed. He sees it now. He's like, I should check this. It does end up being nothing. This is something that did catch him off guard last week, but definitely worth a check here that there can be nothing under Three-Eyed Rock. Does not have to be a palace in this particular flag set.
That's true, but also yielding a quick 1,000 points.
Okay, so this is how. Okay, I see now. I didn't see how Rywek got to 4. Now I see. It is up here. This is going to lead BGT to 4, but he doesn't have Reflect, so he's going to have to back out of here. Go find Old Kasuto. He doesn't know that yet, though. As far as he knows, this is P6.
Yeah, and with Rywek coming into 4 here, or not 4, coming into 6 here, if there's a glove block, that's going to lead into some slight issues.
Yeah. Oh, BGT might think that fire is reflect. He's got fire queued up. If he just cast it, he would turn these heads into a spell enemy. Oh boy.
Oh wait, it's a palace. It's going to be a different enemy than Bagabago, probably.
No, they should all be the same ID, but in 3, 4, 6, they're going to be flames again.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, this is, oh, that's a fast 6.
That's a free Barba.
Yeah, with BGT thinking that fire is reflect here, this is absolutely going to give Rywek back some time, but Rywek needs a lot of time at this point to recover this 3-gem and completely different continent deficit. What I mean by that is that he's got to go back to the west and do, you know, he's got to walk around the west, he's got to go to the maze, he's got to walk through the maze, all that walking that BGT's already done. It's not just 4 palaces, 3 palaces sitting right next to each other. He's still got to walk around and make the trip.
Pretty good Barba fight coming here from Rywek.
Taking the words out of my mouth. I was just about to say the same thing. Looking pretty good.
And there it is.
Oh, did we just get a cast of fire? We just got a cast of fire. What happened? I missed it. What did BGT see? Oh, he tried it. He's trying to cast reflect. It's not fire. Okay, there's the confirmation. He's out. Okay. Yeah, he tried it on a wizard slash whiz robe.
And just like that, he knows he needs to go find old Pseudo.
Yeah, that's pretty huge because had he been digging around there the whole time without seeing anything he could check reflect on, he would have made it all the way to Karok, which is kind of buried in that 4. So he would have made it all that way and then not been able to do any damage to Karok and would have been like, okay.
Yeah, there might have been some words thrown. Just a lot of being upset.
Okay.
Rywek here checking Trophy Cave.
Yeah. Okay. Fun game.
Cool game.
BGT quickly making his way down here, though. He's kind of backtracking now.
All right. Rywek coming into 3. BGT trying to find where old Kasudo is. And really, this is I think the only point in time that Rywek has an opportunity to make up time.
Yeah, he's still going to be looking for items. Luckily, in 3, it's a pass-through item room right into the boss room, so he's not going to spend any additional time in 3. But if he doesn't do 5 next, he'll be doing 1, and he'll probably look for the item in 1. Cost him a little bit of time there, but again, our glove in 5, so he's got to save some time over BGT, he's got to do 5. He's got to route it better, but that's sometimes tough to do when you just have no idea what the actual layout of the palace is. So
very true. And looks like BGT is going to be going into DV now.
Yeah, so this means he's going to have to go into 6, do all of this, and then come out and find old Kasudo. Whereas it might have maybe been easier to just find old Kasudo, then make the trip around. He's already on this half, though, so I mean, if you're good at Fairy Feet, you just kind of go in, go out. Fairy is cheap enough to get 2 casts at Magic 6 here for the total magic we have. So not the end of the day. Why do I... Man. My sayings are way off today, so whatever. Not the end of the world. he'll just have to go in and go out. We know 6 is fast. That's why it's not really that big of a deal. We know, I guess if you just walk the right way, 6 is incredibly fast. So it won't cost him too much time here.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, ultimately speaking, all that's trying to be done is just getting these palaces cleared to then go into GP. But
Precisely.
as it stands, with the advantage that BGT has in comparison to Rywek, it's definitely a thing. But Rywek made it through this 3 relatively quickly.
Yeah, there's going to be some small time saves just due to his resources and levels, whatnot. Like this was an attack 3 fight for BGT. This should go a little bit faster for Rywek if he stopped. Stop. You can't when Rebo is disappearing off the screen. His hitbox is too close to the edge for you to get a good latch onto it. Yeah, it's a little too far again. Okay, so the fight should have gone a little bit faster than BGT's.
Yeah, since he messed up the positioning on that first charge, that it just ended up causing issues. A little bit closer. That should be good. There you go.
Easy.
Every time.
I did not even notice we had a pass. Maybe BGT went into a completely different direction. This is a pass through Rebo. Did we see this on Rywek's side?
I don't believe so. I think this is a completely different direction.
Okay, so BGT might spend a little bit longer in 6 here.
Rywek just going straight to 5. This could be what balances out this race.
Yeah, I mean, if BGT takes a little bit of extra time here, you know, I'm feeling like if we stay on this pace right now, and this 6 path leads him kind of in a lot of wrong directions, and he doesn't have an opportunity to either game over or up an A, then the 6 is going to be a good bit longer than Rywek's. And if Rywek can just make it through this 5, I kind of want to see both runners in GP at the same time is ultimately what I want to see.
I agree with you.
Trying to make up a scenario here where BGT spends a little bit too much time, again, not getting Reflect out of Old Kasuto earlier on, and still not getting it as of right now, kind of digging into 4 a little bit, spending a little bit of time in there, just a little bit of time before he was finally able to truly verify that fire was not in fact Reflect today. Rywek, unfortunately, the game over in 4 set him a little bit back. BGT may or may not have the same problem. Not sure, because again, that's a kind of a deep Karok. Yeah, I don't know. There's just little time losses, little time saves for each of them that could be had, and again, if GP isn't entirely free, I think we are slated to have both the runners and GP at the same time.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. I mean, with how this is going as it stands, this is actually this actually has the potential, there we go, to be a really, really close race.
Rywek not going to go. Oh, he's doing the same thing BGT did. Checking the jar down there.
A heads-up play for sure.
Yeah, this dead end here, we'll see where BGT goes. It's probably going to be an up and A. Yeah. Okay, I do remember Rywek coming through this room.
Yes. BGT opting to not ferry through this.
Yeah, a little slower, a little more annoying having to deal with certain generators in this room.
All right, we're about to see some victory from Rywek here, obtaining the glove.
Yeah, interesting. That was picked up a little bit faster than, for Rywek than BGT. I think BGT had another loop somewhere else. Again, if this is, you asked this earlier, that does this elevator lead to Guma? And I believe it does. Because I remember BGT getting the glove at the top of that elevator, then heading right here, and then, oh yeah, this is a really fast 5 for Rywek.
Yeah, amazing 5 here for Rywek. Checking to see if he has shield, which he doesn't, so he's going to have to rely on life casts.
Yeah, he did not get the trophy out of what was Sunken Peabag Cave there at the end, where BGT, that's the last thing BGT did on the east when he was there much earlier. But still didn't turn it in for shield, so neither are going to have shield.
Oh, if I could tell you the amount of times I've done that, Rywek, I feel your pain. Life 7 allowing for more hits to be taken, but definitely still needs to be careful. It is Guma after all.
Yeah, it turns it into a 4-shot, given the bad life effectiveness re-heal, or just healing spell.
The deep breath to become calm and focus.
Oh, BGT has looped around back to this room. There must have been a different elevator that Rywek took. Man, Rywek had a really fast 6.
Getting a couple doubles in here. Having a very solid Guma fight on this last life. And gets it.
All right, well, we are evened up at 4 gems apiece now. P2, easily accessible. I don't know how free it's going to be for Rywek. Remember BGT being in there for a little bit, not too long, but it wasn't a first elevator helmet head by any means.
All right, 6-6-7 right now for Rywek. BGT onto the dragon.
Oh, that's very true. Sheep, our tracker, pointing out that BGT does not actually have the trophy marked on his own tracker, so probably forgot he picked it up there in the cave, and just that's why we never turned it in for a shield, or maybe he didn't care, but right now what we have on his own tracker is that he may not remember.
You know, I appreciate BGT going for the jackhammer and then going for the backup of what is probably my favorite thing to do here with Barba. Of just using jump, getting double hits up at the top. But does make it through, has that 5th gem placed, and Rywek just needs to make it through 1 and 2. BGT needs to make it through 4.
Did BGT take any deaths along the way here? He's not getting out of 6. He just walked out of 6, so maybe he's got 2 lives, maybe he doesn't.
I am not sure, actually. I think we'll find out in a moment. Holy lag, Batman. There's the phantom hit from the Link doll. Alright, 1 down, 2 to go for BGT here.
Wow, Rywek with the halt as he almost got hit by the Moa there.
That was a beautiful stop.
Yeah, I sometimes you wonder if it was on accident or if that was absolutely planned, but either way, it definitely worked out.
And we are all tied up now at 5 gems apiece. BGT needing to find old Kasuto for Reflect. Rywek able to just go straight into P2 from here. And then go back over to the east and end GP. I don't know if he saw GP. And he's going to let this ride to attack 7.
Okay. Extra heart under the spec rock there.
Quick and easy check, so I can't really blame him for going after it.
The longer that we're right by Old Custo. There's I don't know if we did see that on Rywek's side. That south down there, that palace, which was GP. Not 100% sure.
I'm unsure as well. But if he ends up going back to check, then he'll definitely see it.
Yeah, BGT was right over here earlier. He was making the trip, headed west, and then I think he turned around. But it is going to be just through this forest, just south of here. And yeah, it is really, really buried down here in the southwest corner of this old Kasuto. But it's available. It is right here. He doesn't see it yet, but he's going to be relieved to see it, thinking, man, this is far from where I was before.
Absolutely.
That is like almost the furthest point from where you walk into this biome. Or walk into this continent, sorry.
Biome, continent. Aren't they pretty much the same to us?
Yeah, as they're labeled in the randomizer, yeah.
I didn't actually keep an eye on how much experience the enemies were stealing that actually take it. But it looks like it's only 5.
Probably not too much to worry about.
Nah. But BGT does have Reflect, so it's a matter of the whole 2 versus 4.
Yeah, I mean, for Rywek's side, if you're willing to cast Jump to try to get through this jungle gym of enemies, I would just cast Fairy to just go across, just ignore all of it and go, go, go.
Yeah, I absolutely agree here.
I mean, we're not saving Fairy cast for doors. We haven't had to do that at all in this seed, so just it's time to Fairy and go if you're trying to save time and speed through rooms. I've seen BGT do that.
I'm wondering if Rywek's going to be looking at going in on 777. Because 3720 will be Magic 7. Because Life 8, I believe, was 4400.
I'm going to defer to what you're saying here. I'm not sure, but we're gonna have Rywek GP ready before BGT is. But do we know where GP is on Rywek's side?
That is the question, ultimately.
Because we do know that he's got a little bit of time. This Karok is pretty buried, unless that glove block in 4 leads to a shorter route, but I don't think so, because we had 2. That glove block was a left to right room. We saw the glove block from the left side. And we needed Karok's... Off of Karok's elevator, there. I don't think there's a shortcut there. There was no left to come out of, other than the only point we had access from already. This is so confusing to talk about, but I don't think the glove block is actually going to help BGT if he finds it. I think it's probably going to be an immediate dead end room, but perhaps I'm wrong. I don't know.
Is he gonna get? He did not get the fairy cast in time. Good. Rywek remembers the path through DM here. Oh, 4,600 for Life 8. I was off by 200. So yeah, it looks like 777 will be the levels for Rywek going into GP. Yeah, that room, this seed has definitely been a killer.
I do feel like there's been some reluctancy to just kind of cast fairy to go through it. Sometimes, I mean, there's also, you know, if people are having trouble with the room, they could ask, you know, how do I get through this room more easily? Is this room just garbage, or is there actually an easier way to get through here, right? Sometimes it's not apparent on the easy way to get through, and there is a very easy way to get through, but yeah, you know, sometimes it sounds like a cop-out when you say it's just a fairy block, right? Sometimes you should treat it like that if it is giving you that much trouble, but at the same time, it is a cop-out because it is a room that isn't meant to be a fairy block specifically. So, you know, then the question arises, is there an easy way to get through the room? Or again, is it just trash? And to repeat myself one more time, there is definitely an easy way to get through that room in both directions.
Absolutely. And the glove block led to a dead end, so now Rywek's just going to be chugging along towards GP.
Yeah, oh, he's headed south. Maybe he has seen it. It's right down here. It's straight south. It's right down there.
I'm thinking he has seen it.
Oh, he does have it marked in the east, yeah, on his tracker.
Yep.
Duh.
Yep, he definitely saw it. So just like that, 90-47, the gate has gone up.
Oh boy. And yeah, coming back to that glove block that BGT did go through, it was just an immediate dead end room, so he was able to just turn around. There's another dead end room for BGT here. These community rooms, we talk about this constantly, is that if, you know, being able to identify community room dead ends is going to save you so much time because you have to walk all the way back to the end, see it's a dead end, and then walk all the way out of it usually. And so that's, you know, essentially 2 rooms. They're usually pretty free rooms to traverse through, but it's still, you know, several extra seconds that you are wasting every time you go in and out of one.
Okay, so second room of GP was going to be a 4-way, but it just loops on itself.
Yeah, so just linear so far. But we're only what, like 3 rooms in or something. Okay, easy. Just get the jar on the first try.
It's 50-50 that you take and get 100% of the time.
Of course it is.
I mean, unless it's you.
Right.
In which case, I know you have terrible luck on those 50-50s.
The rule is 50-50-90 from what I'm told. It's 50% chance to get the jar, 50% chance to get the iron knuckle or bird in the case of GP, and 90% chance to get the thing you don't want.
Yep.
BGT getting a little boost there.
I do like Rywek stopping for a moment, taking a look at the bluebird and being like, nope, not gonna deal with this.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure where BGT needs to go. I don't know if it's down and right here. I think it's down and right here. But it could be further left.
J-Ro adding an 50% chance you get the one you don't want 5 times in a row. That's so true.
Yeah, we can just keep stacking up the statistics. Oh no, BGT sees the item room. It's going to be a magic container, but at this point, I mean, we're 93 minutes in. You know, you definitely have to do some extra walking. You kind of want to just go at this point. Again, the dig at the hammer cave, the check in this item room here. All these little things that cost time. Oh, he is in the right path. Okay, great. This is his elevator split, but I don't remember whether it's just hold right or go down. I think it's just hold right.
It's just hold right. But unfortunately, he goes down the elevator.
I think it leads to a dead end, so I think he'll have to walk it back. Well, I mean, it must head to a dead end because it's... Oh, quick dead end. Oh, no, it is down and right.
Oh,
it's
wait, yep,
right.
it is down and right. That's right, because I now remember saying earlier that Rywek had died just before Karok.
Right, yeah.
Oh. Alright, so I can't recall if we've seen any splits that can allow for deviation here in this GP, but this GP is definitely doing GP things.
Yeah, there was a left behind Rywek at this point.
Okay.
Oh, there's a left, and I believe there's actually an upstab block going to the right. I think he took the elevator down.
Maybe. I don't know if he went for the upstab blocker, ended up just continuing forward, but double elevator shaft. Oh gosh, this is a room. It's a good jump through there. He's gonna tango with the bird here.
Yeah, it's a little low. We can let the bird up when we break too many blocks there. So the bird's gonna join us in the waffle and show us a good time. What was the entrance? I'm sorry. What was the entrance time for Rywek here? As BGT is about to enter in himself.
90:47.
Okay.
And that's going to be a game over for Rywek as BGT comes in. We have a race.
Yeah, about 5-minute difference here. We know it's linear for the first few rooms. We'll see if BGT wants to gamble on the first left that he finds. Yeah, this is pretty much a restart the palace and just ferry through it room right here.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, especially with the dots coming through.
But you do see, like, you're watching both runners not want to cast Fairy in that room, right? And they're taking an obscene amount of damage, and Life Spell is only giving us back 2 bars. So now we're down more magic, because Fairy is 22 at Magic 7, so now we're down more magic than we should be leaving that room, and we are damaged as well. And so when you take a look at rooms like that, you have to just consider that, you know, certain rooms are much more favorable to just Fairy through. In a standard seed like this, you know, you generally have a lot of resources. Fairy isn't always 22, to be fair, but at the same point in time, you know, this isn't the max rando seed where you're trying to get through here at, you know, 2-2-4 or something like that, and you don't have Fairy, and you may or may not have shield and things like that. You know, you've got some resources, you've got you've got tools in your toolkit to pick from, and so for that room, you know, given our loadout today, there's definitely a better tool to pick to get through that room.
Oh.
Is that a loop?
That's a loop back to this room.
Okay.
That's a massive shortcut for Rywek here.
Good king bot kill for BGT there. Not getting Buzz Thunder.
All right. It's definitely time to see what Rywek does here in a moment with that atrocious waffle room coming up before too terribly long.
Ooh, good red jar drop there off the small enemy.
Yeah, that was a beautifully timed red jar.
Alright, BGT into the top of this room here.
Alright, gets the first 2 blocks broken. This is one of those situations that, and I think you'll agree with me, I would sit up top and just poke down the blue bird here. But does break the blocks high enough that the bird is unable to join him.
Is BGT like 4 rooms back? Something like that? Maybe 6? There's some elevator shafts in there as well.
Yeah, I think it's about 6 rooms back right now.
Okay, is this a 3-way or a 4-way? Another 4-way, okay.
The bird did respawn, so...
Yeah, barely surviving, kind of getting forced to the right there. Wants to check the elevator. Did BGT almost get king botted again there? Oh my god,
Oh!
4-ways do the same thing.
Okay. That's a thing. So it looks like this GP pretty much is just hold right, really.
Yeah, that's funny. There's also a jar up there in that one room that BGT was in. That's a vanilla setup. That's a terrible king bot spot. I hope BGT does not get caught by that. We are moving left to right, though, so it doesn't kill you unless you're just on low health.
And just like that, T-Bird located for Rywek. Gonna have to take a death here in order to refill magic and cast thunder.
Yeah, how good is your T-Bird fight, right? 2 lives for Rywek. BGT may have a bit of better combat. Here you go with the poke strat for your... See, this is where I if you feel you have to do this, then do it, right? But I have to say that from time perspective, I mean, we're watching this side by side. One runner's on Thunderbird, and the other one's sitting here poking a blue bird, right? Instead of like trying to escape and run. I understand he's kind of low on resources, but it's times like this where you feel you got to do it, but there's also that sitting in the back of your mind, like, where's my opponent? You know, am I just wasting time? Because it feels like you're wasting time just sitting there trying to kill these birds at times.
Oh, Rywek.
So I was just going to say it. He is actually, BG2 is actually in a position where he could still get hit by a beam from the bird behind him. Because if the bird jumps at its peak and launches a beam or a knife, that you could still get hit by just sitting there. So that's exactly what happened, as I was just about to say. He got kicked out of the waffle, but he's moving forward now, so that's good. Rywek a little hesitant to move forward there. You never want to let Thunderbird come down on you like this and just rain fire. We're very close on BGT side. Gets the red jar at a great time as well. Gonna check this elevator. It's gonna be nothing though. He's gotta. It's tricky because he's gonna come down the elevator. Okay, he's going this way. Okay, this is actually perfect. Oh, he's gonna come from the top. Don't get hit by the bird.
Rywek.
Nail biter. Oh!
Oh!
Oh
Gets
my
it!
God. No resources left. If Dark Link is, no matter what happens, you've at least got a Dark Link fighter that could potentially kill you still, and that would be a game over at this point. Okay.
But there's still more Palace.
Yeah, he's got, no one has shield, can't cast life. There's red jars in the small enemy drop pool out there. BGT into Thunderbird here. No lives in reserve. Needs to clench this out. Look at this room.
Oh my
Rywek's gonna have to
gosh.
deal with. It is time to. Well, okay, you can actually make this through here. The fireballs do negligible damage, but you can't just keep getting hit by them. Okay.
You can just get a red jar like that.
Easy game. Well, this is an up elevator as well. This could be our Dark Link.
Oh my goodness, that red jar could not have been coming through at a better time.
BGT on a last life sliver of health there gets caught by the bird and has to do that all over again. Now this is tricky. Does he know how to get through here? Is he going to back it out and just jump? Yeah, I didn't say it's going to be a lot easier to go outside the waffle to do this. But because he's just going to keep getting chipped away at damage here with this bird.
All right. Up elevator.
Wow.
Leads straight to Dark Link, but he has very little life remaining. I don't think he has enough magic to cast life. This is going to be a nail biter.
Not
He
enough.
just barely doesn't have enough, so this is absolutely a nail biter.
So this is also the standoff room. In the up elevator room for Dark Link, you have to go over and you have to leash him over to your corner here, otherwise he'll just stand there. Talk to Shaddy about the... Okay! One more hit and we're game over! 8 hits to Dark Link. If he gets jumped on again, you can avoid damage if you get jumped on, but you have to jump at the right time to avoid it. 2 hits. 1 hit.
1 hit.
Oh! Game over! Dude!
Oh no!
Well, BGT potentially slated to take over here as he's in the lead. Got to get back to Thunderbird with enough resources and potentially enough resources to even extend beyond Thunderbird, given that waffle room that exists after Thunderbird where Rywek got that lucky drop. That drop might not come up again for either one of them. It just happened to be lucky for Rywek. That might be the only chance he gets to have such a resource, set of resources be refilled at that point. So, but I guess Rywek doesn't need to kill Thunderbird again, whereas BGT does. So, yeah, here we go. We're still in GP, folks.
This... Oh man, this just became a really tight race now.
Yeah, this is pretty wild, and the shortcut that Rywek knows is going to get him back to this room that BGT's in right now. So this will be a lot faster. Every time Rywek gets the jar here, I'm upset about this.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
This is 100-0 for him. 100% of the time I get the jar.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that's upset about that.
Yeah, so we're very close here. This is a just fairy room. Oh god, nope, you cannot expend an entire life at that point. It is just fairy and go, man. He knows there's a king botted here as well. I hope he doesn't get... Oh, jeez.
Very nice turnaround, though, as soon as Rywek landed. That was beautiful.
Now BGT has nothing to give. He has to make these jumps. He has to be able to cast Thunder on Thunderbird. Now, then there's a refill point before that. Again, there's a vanilla room with an elevator down on the right-hand side where it's got generators and 2 enemies. But, yeah, that's 2 lives just deleted off of BGT's. This is the room I'm talking about on Rywek's side. You can get a jar at the end in the statue here. but they're both in the same room.
I mean, at the same time, could get a jar from the Boggle Boggos here. Not going to have enough to cast jump, so this waffle room is, well, going to be the awful room, but could actually just break 2 of the blocks and go for it. Instead, just going to take the death.
Honestly, if Rywek has trouble here and game overs again, I mean, that would be the best thing for BGT, because BGT is in a very rough position. This bird chasing... He's got the jump spell cast, which is terrible to get over this Mew. That's absolutely terrible, but he gets through. It's just a sliver of health and not enough magic to cast Thunder. So he's hoping for a jar drop at this point, or is there another refill spot that I'm not remembering? I don't know.
That's the question, and I don't think there is another refill spot. But at the same time, his life is so low right now. He needs one of these smalls to drop a jar, and did not get it on the first 2. Didn't get it on the bot. Could respawn the bot and go for it.
That's what we're doing. Rywek's cat has also joined Rywek, giving him the extra luck he needs, staring at him and saying, "You can do this. You can do this, Dad."
There's the jar.
Oh, Zombie Link. That's what I warned about last time. When you come down from the top side of that room, that bird sometimes jumps immediately and clips you as the elevator just pushes down far enough.
All right. Advantage is heavily in Rywek's favor now.
I mean, BGT has to make it through the rest of this completely unscathed at this point. Jump. Nope.
And, yep, that's the game over.
Rywek is slated to take this here, has 1 extra life in reserve, full resources going into the room beyond Thunderbird. Here we go. We're finally just ferrying this room. We may have done that the first time. I may have not seen BGT do this, but this is absolutely just ferry this room and go. As well as that the double 4-tile pit room, just ferry that room and go.
I absolutely agree.
These are more aggressive strats, but at this point, it's probably too little too late for BGT, as this is the last room before Darklink for Rywek.
And Rywek also going through the lag generator, as I like to call this. All right. Heal back up to almost full. Has 1 life cast in reserve. This time should absolutely be it.
Yep, got to bring him over.
Aaron pointing out in chat the difference that shield would have made here, which would have been a massive difference.
Probably, yeah, probably.
And there it is.
Yeah, an official racetime.gg race room time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, 46 seconds. GG to Rywek, moving to 1-1 out of week 2 here. And quite the fight, quite the battle. Well earned for sure.
Oh yeah.
Rywek joining us now. GG Rywek.
Thank you. That was very undeserved.
Goodness. Man, what a race. You two were both on Thunderbird at almost the same time. This is Great Palace. Pretty linear, all things considered, other than the shortcut that you found that BGT does not know about. Man, what's going through your mind right now?
I can't believe I died to Darklink.
Yeah, we
saw. Oh my god. Oh, I was so sad. It took everything I had in me just to beat Thunderbird, and then I died to Darklink. Well, hey, I
And-
made it back.
And you got the red jar drop in that waffle room post
Yeah.
Thunderbird that gave you enough resources, but then you just got nicked down enough by the blue bird right before the elevator up. And
Yep.
yeah, that was just too much. And you know, how many times do you do a Darkling fight you don't get jumped on at all, and in your Darkling fight you get jumped on twice?
I don't even know what you're supposed to do when you get jumped out. So.
You're supposed to jump yourself. You can avoid that damage if you jump at the right time. But yeah, if you just sit there in the corner, he is gonna definitely damage you.
Gotcha.
Also, I will point out your 50-50 jar luck in GP has been immaculate at this point. Every time you went for that statue in the elevator there, you got the jar every time. Not to say I'm a little jealous, but you know, GG on the jars.
I thought the jars were always there.
No, it's 50-50.
Oh, well. Today I learned. I
Yeah.
get a 100% chance.
Yeah, that jar luck was just absurdly good.
Wow.
But I would say that game over almost cost you. In fact, I would go as far as saying it probably should have cost you. But BGT was cruising along at that point. You had game over, so you'd start all the way back to the start. BGT was on his way the second time, I believe, to Thunderbird. And there was that one room that had the big lava pits, 4-tile jump lava pits in there. He took 2 deaths. He had all of his lives. He took 2 deaths in there, and then he was on his very last life for the remainder and took a death on the King Bot that was on the Crumble Bridge there, the surprise King Bot. And,
Yeah.
yeah, so he ultimately just wasted 2 of those lives in that one room, and that cost him that particular attempt. And so at that point, you overtook again, and that was it. And that was where you clinched the win.
Well, lucky me.
Pretty wild everything all from the beginning onward. You were down 4 gems at one point in this one. BGT had Palace. He had the whole west cleared. So BGT, he was to the east earlier than you were, and he found he didn't get the old Kasuto, he didn't get Reflect, so he didn't know where that was. He didn't see anything other than GP on the east, but he did get the key, he did get the fairy spell and everything, and then he game overed in there was a cave you didn't see. You didn't see sunken Peabag Cave on your side. There was the double like Daruni encounter. There's like the desert bridge. There's the 2 forced encounters there. He had to go into those encounters, go into sunken Peabag Cave, which was where the trophy was, and then on his way out, I think that's where he game overed and was sent back to the west, and then started his trek from there. So he did 3, he did 5 with the glove, he did 1, he did 2, and that was before you ever placed the gem. And so he had all of those down, and then he was
That's so surprising.
yeah. And what a comeback, man! What a comeback! You just kept trucking.
Well, every time I game over, which was often, I just told myself, listen, you just have to keep going until he beats you, and then you can forfeit, and then you can go have lunch. And it just didn't happen, and I got the win, and I'm happy. I'm happy.
I mean, I can't blame you for being over the moon about that, because with the battle of attrition that this seed had as a whole, man, like I can't say anything more than that. Just man.
Yeah, it was. It was quite a journey. Like even just getting to the east side was madness.
Yeah.
And I'm not very good in the dark, as you have probably noticed. I was so happy seeing that candle that I could finally see what I'm doing without losing like 2 lives just trying to get to the east side.
Yeah, I would say another thing that just saved you time. Well, your 4 was a little unfortunate. You died a room. You game overed a room away from Karok, and 4 you had to walk it all the way back there. BGT's 4 was pretty standard, as one might expect. He pushed through in the first attempt, but his 5 was longer than yours, and his 6, wherever you went in 6 the first time, your 6 was extremely fast, and your 5,
it was.
And wherever you went in 5 the first again, when it comes to the larger palaces, it's kind of hard to track where one runner went versus the other, especially when you were in each palace, like kind of like 30 plus minutes away from each other, separate from each other. So yeah, but whatever you did in 5 and 6, you definitely expedited the route to those bosses. The glove sitting in 5, no glove blocks before that point. If there had been a glove block in P4 or P6, that would have. There was almost a glove block in 4, but it led to a dead end. And there was nothing stopping you at any of the palaces. So not having that glove on the east was not as punishing as it could have been. It all just seemingly worked out at the end. And finding Old Kusuto early on, before needing to go into 4, was really good. BGT did. He wasn't sure on what fire was at that point, and he went into 4, a few rooms in, finally was able to completely verify that fire was not in fact reflect, and then he got out of there to go find Old Kusuto. So little time was spent in 5 and 6, and then the dig into 4. I think that ultimately gave you enough time back just overall to catch up, because 3, 5, and 2 and 1, they weren't really too difficult. So that was a wild seed, a wild race.
Wild.
And just like that, BGT finishing up with a race time.gg time of 1 hour 58 minutes 59 seconds, actually fighting Dark Link at that.
Yeah, very impressive. It's always very impressive to see people do the actual Dark Link fight.
What a seed, though.
Yeah, I'm going to report that BGT is going to decline to do the interview. Says he's going to do some family stuff instead. So GG to BGT as well. Man. Because he knows, like, he was in GP, he knows the route, he knows what happened, and when he ended up again with those 2 deaths in that one room, which just completely, at that point, we were talking that it was probably better for him to just up an A and start over, even though it was kind of deep into the palace, just up an A and start over, because from that point forward, you have to be either perfect, because you can't spend too much magic, you need Thunder for Thunderbird, or you have to hope for a red jar drop. And he did get a red jar drop. He did farm the bot. There was a bot in that 4-way elevator. There was a red bird on the left and a blue bot on the right. And he did farm that. He did get a red jar drop eventually. But I don't know. You know, that's a tough thing to have happen in that one room, which ultimately was easily ferryable through, or easily able to be ferried.
Yeah. I was very happy to have had the magic, with my 100% drop rate. It was needed to ferry across that.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, we did note the cat. Your cat showed up at the end. Perhaps a bit of a morale booster there. Got up in the bed, looked at you. Either the cat says, "I'm hungry, feed me," or "You can do it, Dad. Just get back to Dark Link and beat this."
Yeah. It was definitely the latter. She came to encourage me. She saw I was unhappy, and she came to see me. It was very nice of her.
I mean, to continue the joke with it, your cat's your coach. She calms you down when you need it.
Yep. She hypes me up when I need it. No, she's everything you could ever want in a coach.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Cats are amazing.
Yeah. Speaking of calming down, the Guma fight. And there was almost a game over on Guma there. We did a little deep breath on the last life before we finally got that kill. A little worrying there might have been a game over there in P5, but no, able to also clinch that one out.
Yeah, that deep breath really it set me straight. I knew what I had to do. I had to be a little bit more conservative with my attacks. And once I got into like a repeated motion, I was able to do one swing, then 2 swings, and 1 swing and 2 swings, and just got him down. Sometimes you just need to breathe.
Absolutely.
I agree with that, and I've noticed with you every single time you take that deep breath right before you're going into a boss, you nail it every single time.
Mm-hmm. Yay.
But other than that, I don't know. Without being able to kind of bounce off a BGT here in a post-race interview, I don't know. I say this one's probably worth a watch back if you got a free hour 50 to just kind of hang out, chill, listen to some comms, and kind of see how close this one was or how far back you were, and then came back just as a result. These are
I
always
kind of
kind
do
of
want
fun
to
to
see
watch.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, your comeback was just incredible.
Nice.
But I think that's going to be it from me.
Well,
If
thank you
Sonny-
both for the commentary and for the tracking and for everything that you do. You are amazing.
I appreciate it, and yeah, I don't have anything more to add to it, Mariah. So I think we're good to throw it over to VT to close it out. But before I do that, I do want to thank you for doing commentary with me again, Mariah, because always a blast. And Sheep, I do want to give you thanks for tracking.
The feeling's mutual, Sonny.
And of course, try to give our runners a follow, Rywek and bentglasstube, for they're putting on a show today. I'm going to get you over to ZeldaSpeedRuns 2 because they're doing a Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup race going on right now. But also we still got 2 races left for this week for Z2R. Try to see if we can get that either as a 4-person race or just get one of those restreamed for you. But just pay attention to ZSR. Other than that, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.